king and his men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bones. The seas be ours, and by the powers where we will we roam. Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high, heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Now some have died and some are alive, and others sail on the sea with their keys to the cage and the devil to pay. We lay to fiddler's grave. Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high, heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Yo ho, all together, hoist the colors high, heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. The bell has been raised from its watery grave. Do you hear its sepulchral tone? We call to all, pay heed the squall, and turn yourself toward home. Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high, heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Yo ho, all together, hoist the colors high, heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die.
Almost caught it.
You're good. Yeah, best intro in all of YouTube. I'm convinced.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, man. So how's your
Yeah,
day,
hi
buddy?
everybody. It's like everybody else decided to go live tonight.
Yeah.
We got Frauditor Wrangler, you got Frauditor Troll, you got Team Skeptic, right?
Yep, Team Skeptic.
Irish Demon might still be
Irish
live.
Demon, Law Talk
Maddie's
with Mike.
live.
Law Talk with
Right.
Mike. Oh, well.
Yeah, whoever shows up, shows up. We'll give everybody a few minutes to kind of straggle on in. It may not be a huge number tonight of people here, but welcome everybody who's here with us.
Yep.
It'll be a good night.
How was your day, buddy?
You know, mine, as you can probably tell, being a few minutes late, it's probably like yours was yesterday. Not like overly bad, but it was just one of those days where
Yeah.
I was just like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest and could never just catch up on the day.
Yep. Storms are rolling in again, so.
Oh, that's not good.
Hopefully, I don't lose power.
Hey, sweet Melissa. How
Hey,
you doing, darling?
Oh.
Hey, Scotto. How you doing, buddy? Archangel. Everybody get wrecked. Yeah, Greg Nepean. Hey. Frauditor troll delayed till tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Well, that helps out a little. A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, it doesn't help that Team Skeptics live, and there's just so many big creators that are just really good, live. And so.
That's fine.
Yes, sweet Melissa. So we talked about this a little bit. What was it? No, I put it in my community tab, actually. Yeah, so we're super excited about it. So Oklahoma for 2024. We have Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina at home. We have to go to and play at Ole Miss, LSU. Trying to think who else we have away. Shit, I'm having a brain fart right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know we have LSU. We have Ole Miss. Trying to think who else we got away. Oh, Missouri. We got Missouri away. Auburn. Thank you. Yes, Auburn away. Yeah, and then we have Texas at the neutral site at the Cotton Bowl. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'm super excited. It's going to be a tough schedule, but I love it, man. If you want to play big boy football, play the best, and whatever happens, happens. Hey, if we're a 7-win team, and it is what it is, I don't care. It's like I want to play in the best conference, and if that means less conference championships, so be it. I don't care. Like, let's put on the helmets and see who's the better team for the day, and whatever happens, happens.
Yep. Sorry about that. Hey, Erica, welcome.
Yeah, sweet Melissa. Yeah, sweet Melissa. I get you. Yeah, with 2 extra teams, and they did away with the divisions and everything. Yeah, there's going to be some definite changes in the SEC that some are probably welcomed and some are not. So it'll be interesting. I'm just really excited to start going to home games in SEC territory. Like I really want to go to that LSU game. I'm suspecting it'll be a night game. So to be able to experience their LSU, hopefully I'll get out of there alive. But I can't wait to go to a Bama game in Alabama. I can't wait to go to a Georgia game in Athens. Can't wait to go to the Swamp to see a Florida game. There's so many really just iconic stadiums and sceneries in college football in the SEC that I can't wait to go see. Yeah, I've heard that too, Archangel. LSU. I've heard that it's insane, that it's just a drunken ruckus there. Yeah, LSU. I heard damn LSU fans started shit talking about Oklahoma. Yeah, a lot of them have, though. Uncle Lou has started talking shit about Oklahoma too. I like Uncle Lou, though. I've listened to him for a couple of years now, and there's one thing that I know that I need to get better at. Coming from the Big 12 to the SEC is my shit talk. For when we're getting ready to play somebody, because we're just not really big on that in the Big 12, really. But it's huge in the SEC, and like Uncle Lou warned, he's like, y'all better get your shit talking game going, because it's front and center here in the SEC. Yeah, sweet Melissa. It's almost like Texas Tech fans in the Big 12. Texas Tech fans are some of the worst fans in the whole nation. Like, they will throw bottles and cans of alcohol at the opposing players. You have to keep your helmet on the sidelines because they're just throwing shit at you the whole game. How they get away with that every game, I don't know, but it's ridiculous.
Sounds like Yankees fans.
Yeah, right. Oh, Texas Tech fans are terrible. They're just awful.
Ugh.
So how's everybody doing today? Archangel. So I'm Big Ten. So this season will be crazy with UCLA and USC joining. Good time to be a podcaster. You know what's funny about that, Archangel? We were joking about that. Then you have the bitch out west, Lincoln Riley. He's going to take his little frumpy little USC little, Cabana boys out there to play. Let's say Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to have two freaking badass tight ends out there with a 8-man front, and USC's not going to know what to do. It's going to be hilarious.
I'm sorry about that, Archangel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always had a bad spot for the Yankees.
I've never really had a problem with the Yankees. I just never been a huge fan of them. I've just, whatever about them.
I loved a lot of players, but as far as
Oh yeah,
the Yankees, they just I guess it's because they win all the time.
yeah, and that's
they did.
They did. Yes. Oh, sweet Melissa, really? They had a couple of their school newspaper students go undercover dressed as Bama fans one year. They got peed on by their own fans. Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe I don't want to go to an LSU game. You're starting to scare me a little bit now, sweet Melissa. Do I have to go undercover as an LSU fan is the question. And just not cheer for anybody the whole game. That would suck.
That's crazy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've heard it's something else there, but the atmosphere looks pretty lit. But yeah, I've heard for opposing teams and fans, it's not a pleasurable experience. Yeah, Iowa. So I grew up in a city called Keokuk, Iowa. And so it's about 2 hours from Iowa City. And my dad, from one of his guys at work, would get a bunch of season tickets for games that they weren't going to go to at Iowa. So I grew up going to a lot of Iowa games, and but still never grew up an Iowa fan. I hate Iowa. I think their fan base is trash. It's just look. Okay, there's schools that love college football. People go to that game like Oklahoma or Alabama because they love college football. They are there for the game. Iowa, they're not there for the game, they're there for the party. It's how drunk can we get before the game and how much of trash can we be during the game. And it's just, to me, it's just not a fun experience going to Iowa games because it's just like, dude, it's like you can't even talk to the person next to you about who the quarterback was 4 years ago because they don't know anything about it because they just went there to get drunk. So the Archangel, Penn State. Yeah, Army. Yeah, I would love to go to a Penn State game one of these days in Happy Valley. Yeah, I'm not a huge Penn State fan. I've never had anything against them either. But my bucket list whenever I hit the lottery is I want to go to a game in all the major NCAA stadiums: Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, Bama. Auburn, just all the major stadiums. I'll probably skip USC, but as long as it's Lincoln Riley's here. But yeah, I've been to I've been to the Rose Bowl, been to University of Iowa. I've been to Nebraska. I've been to, of course, many Oklahoma games. I've been to TCU Stadium for regular college games and bowl games there. The Armed Forces Bowl game there.
Oh, what is that?
What's that?
Got music playing.
Not me.
Eminem's playing.
I'm not hearing it.
I'm hearing it. Anybody else hearing it? All right, how'd that happen? Oh, I know who it is. Sorry, I apologize. Josh just went live. My bad, everybody.
I was like,
You're playing Eminem, man. What the hell you doing?
yeah. Oh yeah,
My
yeah. I
apologies.
agree with Melissa. Yeah, I've been to NFL games, but nothing is like a college football game, like a major college football game, like an Oklahoma game, a Bama game, a Georgia game. You know, those big, huge atmospheres. There's just nothing like it. Oh, I can't remember your schedule right offhand, sweet Melissa, but I saw it, and the big joke the live stream I was watching is like Saban may just retire after this year with that schedule in 2024 because it is brutal, absolutely brutal. I think you guys got Georgia at home, if I remember. Yeah, and I think you guys got to play at Tennessee. It's not it's a brutal schedule. Yeah. Oh, I agree, Archangel. Yeah, college way better than pro.
Yeah,
100%.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Well, you have the college bands, right? And the bands they're great. They're amazing. You have the different traditions that each school has, the different cheers. You know, Oklahoma, you got the Sooner Schooner coming out on the field, you know, with the ponies. You just got all these different traditions that all these schools have, and they're so cool. You know, each school has just really, really cool traditions. I remember when I went to the Armed Forces Bowl and Air Force was playing it in there. I didn't realize how many traditions the Air Force fans had. You know, with the different cheers that they had, the stuff with the eagle and all that, or the Falcon, and it was just really cool. I was like, wow, I never knew this about Air Force. This is really neat. Yeah, sweet Melissa. That's going to be, you know, there's a lot of talk too, is that the speculation is for 2024 that opening game is going to be Alabama at Oklahoma at night. And I would love to go to that game, but I don't have near enough in my IRA to cash out for how expensive those tickets are going to be. It is going to be outrageous. Yeah, the clapping too. Like it's all synchronized. Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever been to like I used to go to a lot of Oklahoma games at Oklahoma, and Aggie fans would come there. Aggie fans are great. They're like really nice, cool people. They're rich in a tradition, but they're like their cheers that they do. Like you have to have a playbook to like memorize all that they do, and that's why on Friday nights they have those cheer practices, literal cheer practices with the crowd to learn the different cheers for the game. It's incredible. And the A&M band is my favorite in all of college football. They are amazing. Yeah, sweet Melissa. So I'm assuming if we play you guys in 2024 in Norman, that we'll see you guys at in your home stadium there in 2025, which please God, please let that be so I can go to that game. Yeah, y'all practices. Yep, on Friday nights. Yep, I watched the special on that. It's pretty amazing, and their band. I tell you what, when you see that band like live at a halftime show, absolutely amazing. Absolutely, they have that militaristic, you know, a very traditional marching where there's a bunch of lines crossing and pivoting and all this stuff, and it's like how are like people not dying right now because it just looks like it should be a big old train accident and it's not, and it's incredible. Well, I don't want to play Bama in 2024 either, but we're going to play them. And it's not like Tennessee's a pushover either. I mean, and that's the big storyline in 2024. You know? Oh, yeah. Yeah, sweet Melissa. Yeah, that's always a good game. And even no matter how bad Auburn is, like that's always just a smash mouth game between you guys. And it's kind of like Oklahoma and K-State. Like on paper, Kansas State should get blown out every damn time from Oklahoma on paper. And somehow it's just a fight to the end, and it pisses me off. I hate it so much. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, here's the funny thing is Josh Heupel is the coach there in Tennessee. So the big storyline for 2024 is, Josh Heupel was the last quarterback for Oklahoma to win a national championship. So here's going to be coming back to Oklahoma, leading the Tennessee Vols to try to beat his former Sooners. So it'll be a fun storyline. Yeah, the records going in doesn't matter. Yeah, you just throw all the stats and everything out the window. It's almost like usually almost every year. Last year was different with Oklahoma, Texas. Oklahoma, we didn't have a starting quarterback, and I think we completed a total of 6 passes, I believe, because we just didn't have a backup quarterback. It was awful. We could not complete a pass, and so when Texas can put 8 or 9 guys in the box to stop when they're going to run, that's how you get goose egged in the game. But usually when Texas and Oklahoma play, you just throw all the stats out the window, and it's going to come down to a final drive.
Jeremiah just canceled his live.
Jeremiah painted?
Yeah. Either he's going to start a new one, or he took down his scheduled live.
Or are you talking Josh?
No, Jeremiah. Josh is live.
Oh, he is live.
Yeah. You want to
Before
go to
we
him,
jump,
or you want
you guys want to go to Josh and see what he's saying? No, sweet Melissa, I love football talk. I could talk college football all day. As a matter of fact, me and Wrangler, one time we were talking about starting a channel to where it was, Texas/OU and going into the SEC, kind of like a little talk show. And I think that would be a lot of fun doing that with him. He says nothing. Hey, JCar, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, do you have that? Do you have that? Let's go ahead and do that raffle. Do you have that ready to go?
Everybody is here for. If you didn't know, I've been trying to get to the bottom of, a situation that happened with me. And the very first video that I uploaded to this channel was a CPS video. And so I've been trying to get to the bottom of, the situation, what happened for a long time now. And I've got a phone call to play for you guys that's just absolutely shocking, and it's just going to blow your doors off, okay? Very revealing information, but it's been an ongoing active investigation for going on about 2 years, a little over 2 years now. And
Yeah, and where did he get the phone call from?
With this. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about here, let me just play you the first video that was ever uploaded and published to this channel, and that'll give you an idea where this stream is going tonight, okay? Here's the first video that was uploaded to this channel. I want you to also keep in mind, you can read the comments on this video as well. This is from TikTok, but this is the first video that was uploaded to this YouTube channel right here.
Hey, Jersey Foolie. Hey, Erica. I know.
Go ahead. Sir, do I have to answer any of your questions?
Oh, Jesus.
Sir, I'm talking to the gentleman.
And we're going to have to petition the court to remove these children if they're not willing to get them tested.
You're going to have to what?
I'm pretty sure you heard me, sir.
Please repeat that.
I said we will have to petition the court to get these kids tested. We're showing signs right now.
To remove the kids?
Yes, sir.
That's hilarious.
Around the children.
Glad you think so.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, God.
You are hilarious.
Well, I think so, sir. But this is a serious matter. No. So either you can cooperate with us.
What do you mean by cooperate?
I'm pretty sure you know the definition of cooperation.
Well, I want to know what your definition of cooperate is.
So either you can participate in our investigation.
Gotcha, Jersey Fool. Gotcha.
Am I required to?
Contact my supervisor. And
that's fine.
Go that
do whatever you have to do.
Sir, you have a great day.
Bye. It was nice to meet you. Sir, thank you. Thank you for keeping the peace and protecting me from that crazy tyrant right there.
Sorry, I can't have the kids crying. That's bullshit.
Yep. Buddy, are you talking about this channel or are you talking about Josh's channel? Because here's the thing, you know, Only Frauds is just starting out. He's got 500 and some odd followers, and we
this
got
is a private road.
Sorry.
and we have a lot of big people going live tonight. So we're up a lot of really big channels. So yeah, that we knew the number was going to be lower tonight, but we went ahead and still went live anyway. So if you're trying to dunk on Only Frauds because it's 10 people in here, well, you know what? If we didn't, it's just an extraordinary night where we have a bunch of other big channels like Team Skeptic, a bunch of other channels going live tonight at the same time. It's just one of those things.
Yeah,
but we're still going to be here.
It doesn't bother me.
Hey, Mikey. Thanks for subscribing to Only Frauds.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Yeah, J-Car, you're right. Everybody starts from zero. Only Frauds has done a magnificent job. He's only been making content for a couple weeks now.
I basically figured she was going to go cry herself to sleep after that encounter and go away. But that's not what happened. She ended up following me and my fiance at the time and her sister-in-law over to her sister-in-law's house, where we had another encounter. I don't have those videos prepared for you, but what ended up happening is
Well, you preparing this whole thing, but you don't have those prepared, huh?
Right.
Fiance ended up believing that we had to cooperate with a bullshit investigation. And so what ended up happening is my kids got separated from their mother for about a week until things got sorted out, right? You know, I ended up, how should I say this? I guess, you know, fear did take over because I was afraid of losing my kids. So I went and took a drug test, you know, so I didn't stand on my rights like I should have. I should have just stood firm on my rights and told them to go fuck off. But, you know, later on that night, after CPS had coerced my fiance into thinking that she had to cooperate with an investigation, she had to go through with this. I went drug tested the very next day. All the drug test results came back negative for myself, my fiance, the kids. I thought we were in the clear, and I thought that was going to be the end of it. Little did I know that was just the beginning. So of course,
I believe that, Erica. I know everybody
by
knows.
asking a question.
Yep, I believe you, Erica. I mean, if his mouth is moving, he's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Call CPS on a friend of yours? Would you call CPS on a family member?
If I had to, yes.
I don't think that I could ever do that. I don't.
It'd be hard, but you know, yes.
And then the conversation goes something like this, right? The conversation would be, you know, I have a very good friend of mine. Hey, I'm very concerned. As a last resort, I do not want to call CPS. Please don't make me call CPS. Right? That's kind of how it would sound from an actual friend or somebody that actually loved you. I know this to be true. I mean, I know this to be true because the folks that were responsible for making that false allegation, both the individuals, there's a suspect list. It's now down to 2 people that are pointing the finger at each other right now. And that suspect list, both those individuals have said that's a shitty thing to do. You don't call CPS on somebody. You don't call CPS on one of your enemies, much less a friend of yours, right?
Wait, so you don't call CPS at all on anybody?
So if one of your friends if you knew one of your friends were abusing their kids, you would still not call CPS on them?
According to him, you just don't do it. Even on your enemies, you don't do it.
But this is when I tried to get to the bottom of what happened with CPS. It turns out that my family, I accused my family members of mine, of conspiring with other folks to call CPS. I accused them of that. And I didn't have any proof at the time. I just said that I suspected them of doing that, right? So this is one of the folks that I suspected of conspiring with others in their own words on what happened when CPS was called.
This ain't me. This is him. With no sound.
I don't know. Does that have volume?
No,
Yeah.
Josh,
I'm
you
going to check
idiot.
the chat real quick, guys.
Yes.
Well, first off, let me just say hello to a few folks. Appreciate Yin Yang News Now being in here. Jonathan Mazzilli, what's good? What's good with you, Jonathan Mazzilli? Our guy, what's going on? Theremin Trees, yes. Real Jingy. I wonder how I got turned on to that video. Real Jingy. I wonder how I got turned on to that video about narcissistic abuse and being placed in double binds, right? JOCO Kansas Cowpatch, if you're still in here, hello back to you as well. Let's see, Women's Rights 365. Old news? Well, guess what? Women's Rights 365. There's some new news that nobody's ever heard of. There's a phone call that nobody has ever heard of. This phone call just took place recently. And I've been sitting on this phone call and I didn't know what I wanted to do with this phone call. I really wanted to carefully weigh out my options before I just went ahead and made a decision on what to do with this phone call. But this phone call is very telling. Women's Rights 3.
Yeah, Della. He says he has a job and Sam also has a job, but they need this one last help. They need $450. Yeah.
He just said that she was so injured from that car wreck that she couldn't work.
I know. Yeah, he
He just said that.
He put out a post that he has a job, she has a job, but they need help this one last time from you guys. We need $450. Come on, guys, you can do it. Here's my
This one last time.
Yep. Name shouted out. But here, Women's Rights 365. This is probably why you think this is old news and that you're giving a laughy face, right? You're probably thinking.
All right. Well, I'll come back to him. Let's go to News Now Lisa from last night.
Yes, News Now Lisa.
Dude.
This is from last night. You guys are gonna like this.
Where's she at?
So Only Frauds and I were talking on the phone last night. We got the alert that News Now Lisa was live. So we jumped into her stream and all we said was, "Hello, Lisa." That's it. It's literally it. Well, at the end of mine, I put "Hello, Lisa," and then I put a red heart at the end. That's all I put.
Yeah, I just said, "What's up, Lisa?" Hang on.
He denied medical attention. We even asked him if he wanted an ambulance.
What's up, losers? What's up, losers? You can't film your own shit? What are you doing in here?
That's great. Oh, I love it.
He does it sometimes.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he's made some bad decisions.
That was great. Let's do it again.
What are you doing in here? What's up, losers?
Yeah.
What's up, losers? You can't film your own shit? What are you doing in here?
That's
He's made some
great.
bad decisions.
And then so News Now Lisa last night after that, she pulls up a picture of me and puts up in her community post and she says, "This is the guy that's stalking me." And I'm like, "What?" By saying hello to you in your chat? It's like, wow.
I wonder if she still has it there.
Does she pull it up?
Yep, it's still there.
Can you show it?
Yeah, hang on. Share screen. News Now Lisa. Share. There it is. This dude is stalking me.
At least you used a good picture.
Yeah. And no comments. It's still up after being reported, but hey.
Yeah.
It's YouTube.
YouTube
What do you
doesn't
guys expect.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't follow its own rules.
Yeah. Yep. I got another one. This is News Now Omaha. He's a little narcissistic and yeah. I guess he was going through a McDonald's parking lot and saw a undercovers stop a guy or come up to a guy. So yeah, here we go. I think it's about 10 minutes, but I'm not gonna play all 10 because it's stupid.
Okay, guys. So I was in McDonald's drive-through in Omaha, Nebraska. If you're from Omaha, you know exactly where I'm at. I'm in the North Omaha near, I think it's 30th and Ames. And I saw.
What did he say? Is he saying Omaha or Thomaha?
It's Omaha.
Man, and literally had a gun behind his back. So I started to get out and film. So it's very important that you film law enforcement in the United States, always film the police. My problem is people are taking my videos and not putting my link in the description. I'm going to go on a copyright striking spree in a minute because you take my videos and you don't even.
He just said he was going to go on a copyright spree. Yeah.
He's been hanging out with Chili too much.
Yep. And he says it live that he's going to do it. Okay.
Then you don't even put my link. TUYT Sports, bro. Put my link in the description, bro. Like, don't do that. Don't take my videos and not put my link in there. I don't like that. The first time you did that, I let it go.
It's called fair use. And I try to put the links in there. Sometimes I forget, but I do. Even these morons, I put the link in there. But yeah, I don't have to, but I do.
Yeah, Creighton
so he needs to put my link in
Rabs. Floyd Wallace, a little narcissistic. That's like saying Glenn Stereo is a little overweight.
Yep. A little.
I'm submitting a copyright strike because that's not right. I don't care, especially when I'm getting shadow banned on YouTube right now. So put my link in there, dude. Look back. Enjoy the video, guys. Oh, dude, drive my car.
Okay, go. There we go.
Drive my car.
Yeah, because that's what you want to do. You want to run up on this scene. This is exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
Luckily, he was smart enough to slow down.
Y'all popping up everywhere today, huh?
You got no watch out, right? There's your ID back. You're good to go. I'm going to trust you. You don't have any warrants, okay? Have a good one.
Hey, what's the name of Bass number, man?
Have a good one, sir.
What's the name of Bass number, dude?
2207. Sights it.
What about you?
2270.
Now, why did you have your gun out on that dude, man?
None of your business.
I got to go back to the
Just asking the question, man. Don't do that no more, man.
So, yeah, let me stop that. Let me go back just a little. You see all these cars, right? They're all in the drive-thru. And who stops and gets out of his freaking car to go do this? Just back up all these people? Yeah, this moron. No consideration for nothing.
Just asking the question, man. Don't do that no more, man.
Have a good one, sir.
You too, man.
Take care.
You too, man. And that's what happens when you don't get my felony set aside. So this is
Here comes the best part.
why it's always important to film law enforcement in the United States. Always film the police. Dealing with cops is really intimidating, but I think I saved that man's life by being there and filming that cop.
Yeah, he saved the guy's life by being there and filming him.
Yeah, okay.
But I think I saved that man's life by being there and filming that cop doing what he was doing. See, these cops, they don't respect your rights. And at the end of the day, it's very important to film law enforcement in the United States. So always film the police. So this was in Omaha, Nebraska, and it was on like North 30th and Ames near the McDonald's. If you're from Omaha, Nebraska, you will know that it's where that part is. So no matter how tough it may seem, take your camera, film the police. Most people was driving by, letting it happen. But I don't do that. I get there and I film the cops because that's what I do. And anytime I see someone in trouble or in stressful situation with the cops, I get out and I film because it makes the situation better when you're out there filming.
Oh yeah, it makes the
I'm out,
situation
guys.
a lot better.
Peace. Check out the next video. Bye bye.
No, we're not checking out the next video because it's stupid too. Oh, this guy! I swear, these guys. I don't know what's in their freaking heads. Probably nothing, but man, to run up like that. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's just not smart when they're already dealing with tense situations. You know, lots of times, yeah, they might pull their guns out like that and have them on their side at the ready because they're a known felon and a known dangerous felon. They're checking to see if they have warrants. There's a myriad of reasons why they might have their gun already pulled out. There was times where when I was a police officer, when I on a traffic stop, I would draw my pistol and I would have it behind my rear end coming up to the vehicle because the vehicle and the people in it were sketchy as shit. And it was 2 a.m. And I suspected that they were dealing drugs because they were stopping at houses for short amount of time and stuff like that. There's times, you know, my nearest backup sometimes would be 15, 20 minutes away. So there's reasons why you have your gun drawn already at times.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you the name of that video. That video was police messed with the wrong man. ID refusal. He didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
They messed with the wrong man. How? Why? What did he do? I mean, it didn't look like he did anything to the cops to you know. Oh my, these guys. Oh.
Right, and it sounded like they had run him and that he didn't come back with any warrants.
Yeah.
So they either knew him or he ID'd, one of the two.
Well, yeah, that's what they do. They run up on a situation and they say you stopped them for no reason, or you know, he refused. There's all kinds of stuff they say.
Yeah, and Mikey brings up a good point, you know, bringing up jump out boys. You know, there's a lot of different terms for them, like different gang units, high profile units, jump boys, stuff like that. But they're the ones that are always targeting the most fiercest criminals in your area. You know, targeting gangs, known dangerous felons, people like that, you know, making sure that they're keeping a high profile around them to know that the police are always watching them, you know, and, you know, they have a really dangerous job. Oh, let's go over to Josh. I want to see what he's saying now.
This and who you can believe and who you shouldn't believe, at least the way I see it.
Car seat?
We bought that seat.
Well, Scott has Jackson's car seat right now, and I'm going to get Jackson.
Oh, Scott.
Yeah, he's still over at Brandy and Scott's. Yeah, he's been there for 5 fucking days.
It's fucking bullshit, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
He's still over at Brandy and Scott's. Yeah, he's been there for 5 fucking days.
It's fucking bullshit, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Can I get his car seat? He's still over at Brandy and Scott's. Yeah, he's been there for 5 fucking days.
Welcome, Liz.
Bullshit, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
So he doesn't put that in any of that in context.
Well, I think we all know that it's bullshit. I think we all know that it's wrong to call CPS on your friends or your family. Unless it's, like I said, if it's legit and it's a last resort, then your friends and family don't have to guess who's calling CPS because you'll have tried to get through to them a million times, probably. Right? Like, hey, I do not want to call CPS. That's an
Wasn't he just saying never call the CPS? But then he said, yeah, call if it's legit.
Right? So anyways, here's some more of what we're dealing with as far as the guy who conspired to call CPS, right? Let's see. They've been so worried that this information is going to get out. They've been so worried about it that they've been trying to reach out to anybody and everybody that will listen to them, right? And here's what Masshole Kate had to say about this whole situation when I was sharing this story, because obviously they conspired to call CPS. They don't want this story coming out. They don't want to. They don't want the world knowing what they did. So here's what Masshole Kate had to say about this whole situation, because some people
Well, let me
know
go
better
back,
than
because
to
it
even
looks
try
like
to
you started
touch
the
this kind of
video.
You know, I wouldn't have gone to a hospital and put a catheter in Jackson. Right. So
Horseshit that fucking happened.
right.
Fucking bullshit.
Right. So how do we get to the bottom of it if I don't know who it is?
Well,
To
apparently,
prevent it from happening again, because this could happen again a week from now.
I don't. How could that happen again a week from now?
It just happened. How can you say it can't happen a week from now?
Wait. Erica, this is your husband?
Yeah, that's her husband.
Oh, okay. Is it all right if I play it? I want to ask her. I mean, I know, understand, but I didn't know if everybody kind of knows him already. I've already played it anyway, so okay.
Yeah, Erica, if at any point you or your husband or both of you want to come up, you're more than welcome to come up, but I understand if you don't want to. You're probably so pissed right now, which I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah, if you don't want to play this part, I'll stop it. Oh, you want to come up? Okay. Let me find a linky here. Copy. I'll just drop it in here. All right, I just dropped it.
It just happened.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Well, now it's. I don't think it would happen again. And if
You
they
don't
did,
think.
you give them a fucking piss test, and they will fucking go away.
Or how about I have rights and they can't come to my house.
But you took your rights over your son taking a fucking catheter.
What do you think my rights should have been respected, and they should have left, and they should never have had contact with my kid.
Life and fucking, that's not real life. I agree. I agree. They shouldn't have, but that's not what happened.
So what's to prevent it other than my rights?
What's to prevent anything from happening, dude?
This right here, recording.
Hey, Erica.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So can you put into context what we're seeing right now?
Okay, so CPS was called, and Josh took his family over to Dawn, his fiance's sister's house, when the CPS worker had to go back and get sheriffs. They took off. It's not hard to figure out where family lives. They came here. They weren't here. They went there, you know? So then he accuses Brendan and I of calling CPS. And CPS leaves the kids at her sister's house. And Josh, that video of Josh confronting Brendan was while my husband was working and going over there to falsely accuse us of calling CPS, when CPS would never be involved if there was not a reason. Drugs,
Exactly.
neglect, I don't know, but it was. So Josh purposely went to my husband's work, new builds, construction, and he filmed him and he edited all of these videos. And the reason I know he edited them all is because as Josh was posting this stuff, I have a private investigator that would capture all these videos. I have all these videos in its entirety. Every single one that Josh has ever posted in its entirety. So he chops it up to make his own narrative, per usual. And I've been done with Josh. I haven't talked to him since basically Christmas of 2019. And I mean, when I say I haven't talked to him, I haven't. No money, no favors, no, borrowing money for gas and this or that. I've been done. So him continuing this, who called CPS? Who called CPS?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's a deadbeat subject.
Yeah.
Move on, get your fucking shit together, and become a dad. Become a dad.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like he wants to.
No. He wants to play a victim.
Yep.
And
yeah, and I understand about wanting rights and all that stuff, but it's like if CPS, like, okay, let's say somebody called CPS on me saying that, my kids aren't safe in my place. I have no problem letting their asses in my house because I have absolutely nothing to hide. I know everything's good to go in my house. And then that way CPS can put that person on a blacklist and do not trust this guy again because everything's good to go here.
Exactly.
Erica, do you know how old this video is?
That video was early 2020.
Okay.
Mid 2020. Yeah. Probably February, March, April of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. So he clips it.
Oh, yeah.
Clips the video.
I'm going to play some more of it.
Okay.
Them fucks, and I'll record CPS, and I'll record fucking the judges. I'll record the judges, the cops.
You can do that, but you can try that.
You don't think so? Do you want to know? I'll share the videos from the guy I learned from.
Well, I know people that do it, but I don't think it's legal. But whatever, you do what you want to do.
You don't think it's legal? He does it. If it was illegal.
Oh my God. Uh-oh, what did I do?
So there you go. That's one of the guys that at this point there's no mystery. The guy that you see in that video, he's one of the guys that conspired to have CPS called. I don't know if this video has audio. It was the video I was trying to play a little bit earlier.
Welcome, Sharon, you sinner.
Here, I'm going to try to play it again, see if the audio comes through. If not, there's the closed captioning there. But we're going to see this guy on a live stream. And he's actually confessing to the fact that he conspired to call CPS. So if you can't hear the audio, hopefully you can read the closed captioning here, and you'll see what he says with his own words. He confessed to conspiring to call CPS right here.
Okay, so just stop real quick.
Yep.
So that video that he says doesn't have audio but has closed caption, you can find on KFAR's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Because between my husband and myself, we did almost 10 hours of coverage.
Yeah, I remember watching all that.
So when he says there's no audio, there's plain audio, and you can go to KFAR's page and you can hear the entire conversation. And that is what is funny about that.
There's no audio in this, so I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, because he skips over.
Yeah.
When I was conducting my investigation, here's his original story. His story has changed several times. So who knows when he's telling the truth, but this guy is acting very suspicious. So I'm going to play this clip for you.
If you want to be an adult.
But I didn't call CPS.
I know
I wouldn't have gone to a hospital and put a catheter in Jackson.
No,
Right. So
Horseshit that fucking happened.
right.
Fucking bullshit.
Right. So how do we get to the bottom of it if I don't know who it is?
Right, so
Horseshit that fucking happened.
right.
Horseshit that fucking happened.
Right.
So I'll explain that video.
It's easy to explain, I'm sure. Yeah.
So apparently CPS showed up and Josh refused to drug test. And they didn't know if the kids were exposed to drugs. And because he refused, apparently the workers took the children to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, Jackson was not potty trained. And they said, if we can't get a urine sample, we may have to catheterize.
Okay.
At that point, Dawn's sister, who was in charge of the kids, said, absolutely not. You are not going to catheterize a child. So where he says it almost happened, it would never have happened had he submitted to a drug test and allowed them in the house.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
That's the thing with Josh and with people like Josh and Matty Boy. They just think that if they don't cooperate with CPS and they don't let them in the house, they'll just go away, and they will not.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't.
No.
They don't. And
So that's horse shit that happened.
it is horseshit.
The guy who can
Yeah, exactly. That's what your husband was saying. It's horseshit that had to happen. It is. I mean, especially to a child. I mean,
conspired to call CPS, the guy who confessed to calling CPS.
He did not confess, and we did not conspire.
I haven't seen anything yet that is.
In that video saying that's.
Oh, he's talking about that video on KFAR. I guess he's talking about that one, the one that doesn't have no audio.
Suspiciously,
that happened.
Yeah.
Right. So, anyways, so this is the very telling, right? Somebody's trying to say, "Oh, it's bullshit that happened," but then they're not interested in getting to the bottom of it or solving the crime. I don't know about you guys, but the way I see it, that is awfully suspicious, right?
So does he have this phone call or not?
I don't know. He said a phone call, but I don't know what he's talking about.
I could have swore he said he had like a phone call recording.
He did.
Yeah.
So
does he have it or not?
I'm waiting.
No, there's the video. There he is talking.
I mean, yeah, and like Creighton Rab said, yes, inaccurate Amanda, good name by the way. It's finding out the hard way when it comes to evading CPS. Yeah, they'll just bring more and more people until they get your kids.
I think he's playing it now. Let me go back.
So that's what. One person I really want to hear the phone call is the folks that conspired to call CPS. That's who I really want to hear this phone call. And you know why? Because you're going to recognize their voice. The folks that conspired to call CPS, they'll recognize the voice. They'll know which one of the two they conspired with. They won't give up the information. They won't say who it is, right? They don't want to give up the information on the person that made the phone call. But they're going to know whose voice it is, right? They're really going to know who called them that night and who they conspired with. So I'm going to play the phone calls, and then you guys can kind of decide for yourselves.
Just fucking play it.
I know.
And then I don't know if I'm going to open this up to a panel. Like I said, as you can probably tell.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to open it up to a panel.
Yeah.
You of all people not going to open up to a panel? Yeah.
Because
I've
nobody
got
wants
things
to
going
show.
again.
Do what?
Because nobody wants to show.
Yep.
With the live streams, so I'll be able to bring these things in a more cohesive. Let's go with suspect number 1, right? The caller, the mysterious caller to CPS. It's down to 2 suspects right now, and one of them just so happened to be a guy who called himself my friend, and this is a phone call I made to him, and this was pretty much the day after CPS got called. So this phone call is about a couple years old already. And this phone call was made the day after CPS shows up at my door. So this is me calling my buddy and telling him about what happened with my sister. Here you go. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Kid Lantos? Oh, not a lot. Just sent up to my sister's doctor's office.
Yeah, can you guys hear that all right?
Nice. So, because I'm concerned about her. She's drinking excessively, and then she's sharing her prescriptions. And I have evidence. I'm going to show on the text messages. Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So, that's hilarious. Right? Right. And I'm also going to ask why my sister is asking them to hide her pee on her drug test. What else does she have in her system that she doesn't want anybody to know about? Right. My daughters and her care at the moment. And right. If my daughter wasn't involved in this, I would give 2 shits what she did. Right. Well, she's holding my daughter hostage at this point, and I'm very concerned. She's drinking heavily. She's sharing her medication. She's hiding her drug test, so who knows what she has in her system? And then she wants to point the finger at me like I'm the one that has the problem.
We know you do.
Hey, can you pause it a second? Is that Wolverine?
I don't know. It kind of. Oh shit.
No. It from the voice, it sounds like it's one of Josh's friends, and they.
Yeah, but it sounds like Wolverine Transparency.
He does. So maybe it is, but if it's not, I know who he's speaking of. But it's so. Okay, my phone was stolen from my house, and I had this phone for 3.5 years, and I'm continually having to defend this. Josh got a hold of my phone. He went through my phone, and it was, like I said, a 3.5-year-old phone. He found 2 or 3 things that he could use against me. One being, my girlfriend works for my doctor's office. Josh and Shannon, Addison's mom, used to go to my doctor's office. And she got wise to the pill abuse. So you'd have to take a piss test every time you would go in there. So it was a running joke. So I would say to my girlfriend, hey, am I going to have to take a piss test? She'd be like, yeah. I'm like, oh man, can you hide it? It was a fucking joke. I have nothing in my system that would alert my doctor. Josh found those messages and clipped it up. Cannot wait to hear what he has to say about me being on this live right now. But it is the same exact story that I have told since day one. First of all, he stole my phone. I have a police report stating he stole my phone. I have a video of Josh returning my phone once he knew a police report was filed to my husband at his job, where Josh continually in these videos went to harass him. Because he returned the phone, they could not prosecute him any further. I have police reports. So he in 3.5 years, he could find a select few of things that are horrible about me that I'm saying that's not bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You go through anybody's phone that they've had for 3 years, you can find stuff that you can make them look to be bad.
Mhm.
I mean,
But I'm talking he had access to everything on my phone. And I went to work on a Monday, and a lot of my apps were connected to my work email. And I had bing, bing, bing notifications. Your account's been compromised. I have pictures of all that shit too. So the dude stole my phone, went into it. Have to pause for a minute. Sorry, a child came out.
You're good.
you're fine. You mean you're
But-
responsible, unlike Jeremiah Payne and the rest of them, where you don't talk about this stuff in front of kids?
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, responsibility. It's amazing.
It's called parenting.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, let's go back to hear more lies.
All right.
Can't wait.
All right.
Foster care. So I'm gonna wait until my investigation is until I'm gonna go drug test today because I have nothing to hide, dude. I got nothing in my system that shouldn't be in my system. Well, what about the North House? I took that 3 days ago. Yes, I mean that may be their system. No, I took one, and that was like 2-3 days ago.
What did he take?
Norcos.
Okay.
Yep, that would be hydrocodone 10-325s. That's what I was addicted to.
Out of your system in like a day and a half. I know because I took Norcos and then I would go drug test and then I'd be like, wow, I took that Norco like a day and a half ago and it's already out of my system. Wow, nice. Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously when you test clean on Norcos, but you took one a day and a half ago, that No, that makes sense. But it's weird. When I talk to doctors, drug test me every once in a while. So I didn't see it here since I did it yesterday before I came in today. Yeah. All right. I think that's a smart thing. And if you have these parental, I would talk to that CPS agent too. Obviously, I don't want her putting Addison in foster care because she can't give Addison to me right now. And then the same thing would happen where they go this into investigation. We might have to take Addison somewhere. Right, but why aren't you allowed to have it? But dude, I don't know. That's what's so crazy about this and why. You talk to a lawyer and ask them, do they offer free consultation? You talk to a lawyer with free consultation and talk to some lawyers who can offer free consultation and tell them tell them the fucking truth that you have 100% parental rights or however you.
Did you guys hear that?
What do you say?
No, I didn't know if you heard. Puppy.
Dog.
Yeah.
The dog.
She's dreaming.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
That is Josh's friend, Big Mike.
Big Mike.
And Big Mike. And Big Mike, he's a cool dude. He really is. smokes a bunch of pot, but that's the only thing like about Big Mike. So why Josh is talking to Big Mike about me, I've not spoken to him in before Josh moved out of my house. And that is Big Mike is a chef, and he came over and for Mother's Day, and he cooked me a gourmet meal. Josh planned it. It was awesome. It was an awesome surprise. Awesome. That probably was the last thing nice that Josh ever did. And we became foster parents to Addison in October 2014. So that was the last time I saw Big Mike was 2014-15.
Wow.
So, okay. I'm putting myself back on mute. Go ahead.
I have unlimited parenting time, and they're denying me from seeing my daughter. And now that I filed to terminate guardianship, now all of a sudden they wanted to call and have an open CPS investigation. That seems to me incredibly curious timing. I understand. Yes, I understand that, but it seems it's just that whether you want to go into what's going on or not, but just the mere fact that you have 100% parenting rights, and they're she says she wants to come home, you want to pick her up, and they're trying to hold her there against her will and against her will. But equal rights went out to get my daughter. Well, it might not be a bad idea to contact a lawyer for that, but I know that they shouldn't be able to do any of this. This is unconstitutional. You have a Fifth Amendment right. You have a Fifth Amendment right. I don't want to
Unconstitutional and your Fifth Amendment right to seeing your child. Did I just hear that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Go ahead.
What's justice system. No, what I'm saying is you have a Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate yourself, plus you have a Fourth Amendment right to be securing your person's house, papers, and effects. So they have to violate my rights in order for me to get my kids back? Again, with that kind of shit, you can discuss it at that point later time. The most important thing is getting your kids back instead of putting any more fuel to the fire. Right. Not you. If you got some reach with it and you want to do some math and take some sort of action afterwards, that's one thing.
So anyways, the phone call that you just heard, that was pretty much the day after CPS showed up at my house to a friend of mine who is now being accused of being the CPS caller. So if you're my sister or if you're the person in that video, Brendan Matthew Bedini, did that sound like the voice of the person that you conspired with? Because if not, then this other voice is the person that you conspired with. It's down to these two. Okay. Here is the revealing phone call. Here is the phone call.
Yep.
So he doesn't have a phone call to CPS, because if he had a phone call to CPS, he would have the voice and he would know exactly who it is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
That basically puts pretty much all of this to bed. So if you want to hear what happens and how CPS gets called on you, right now it's between two people. And this is the phone call that I had that was recent, I'd say within about a week. And I was trying to get to the bottom of who the CPS caller is. And so here's the phone call. This is suspect number 2 at this point, right? So one of these two is the CPS caller. Here we go.
And somebody said that you called CPS, and I was like, I don't think that would happen. Like, I wouldn't ever think that. No, I know who called CPS. I do know who did that.
mean, like that dude, there's something wrong with him.
I know. Well, remember the last time I talked to you and I said, hey, I just, had a crazy thing pop up where it was like deja vu almost. He was trying to fight me in his house. And I was like, man, I remember Josh, telling me this, that this happened to him the same way. Well, on that same night, he had a big old laugh about it. And he told me that he was the one that did that.
He had a big old laugh and said that he was the one that called CPS. Now, why would he do that? Let's hear why he would have done that.
Those are the two people that I would have suspected did it. I honestly thought it was that Mark dude because he was like really pissed off at me. Yeah, no, it was Mike, and when I asked him why he would have done that, he pretty much laughed and chuckled about it and was like, "You fucking pissed me off," or fucking whatever.
So, does anybody else find that funny that you would call CPS because somebody pissed you off? I mean, is that funny to anybody else? So, Erica and Brendan, the two folks that conspired with this other person, we now know it's between two other people. So, Erica and Brendan, why don't you go ahead and just tell me who it was that you conspired with? Because you'll recognize the voice. Of course, you said that you talked to this person and all these wild and crazy accusations that were being made, and you were really upset and really concerned, right, Erica and Brendan? So you should recognize their voice. Because what this all boils down to is, what should the consequence be for making a false CPS report? This is what, let's see, the Michigan legislature says. So false to report suspected child abuse or neglect damages, violation as missed money, but that's the rumor, is that you were offered money. So if that's the case, then all I need to know, and if one of the two suspects is listening to this right now, I was also told that you were offered money by my sister and my brother-in-law, and you were offered money to make the allegation. So,
wow.
Wow.
A lot to unpack there.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
If there's any truth to that, I would certainly be interested in hearing, basically what happened, because at least that provides some sort of motive for what happened. And at least that makes it a little easier to understand. If you were offered money, it wouldn't surprise me if you were offered money. And I'm not going to say that I know you were offered money, but that's the rumor, is that you were offered money. So if that's the case, then all I need to know is basically, a few more details on how much you were offered, basically some of the details of the arrangement. And then we can maybe shed some light on this and we can actually get justice for my son and for my children, who had to be put through
justice for his son.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's about Jackson.
That's what he said.
So, okay, so he can't collect a paycheck on his daughter. So sorry, she came out.
You're good.
So now he's putting a paycheck on his son for false accusations of CPS. Is that right?
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like to me.
But let's assume he's correct, which is a big if, and of course it's not. A big if one of these two guys reported him to CPS, how does he make
that involve me though?
Exactly. How does that mean? How does that absolutely mean that you or Brennan actually conspired with one of those two, whoever made the CPS phone call?
Because he wants it to be that way in his head. that's how it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
And I really don't understand why we're still going over this almost 3 years later. Like, talk about being stuck in a ditch
Mm-hmm.
and not being able to get yourself out and rise to the like top of a hill to prove everybody I can do this for my kids. No, he doesn't. Doesn't. He fails. He has failed my mother, who was the best person in this world. He failed her. He sat on her bedside and knew he failed my mother and said, Mama, one day I will make you proud of me. He still has not done that. He has not done that. He's a piece of shit. I have to mute.
No, you're fine. It's, one of the frustrating things with Josh is instead of just taking responsibility and making yourself a good person, it's always it's always this perpetual. He's the victim. He's the victim. Instead of him doing everything he can to pay child support and help take care of those children, it's how can I use these children to get a big payday for myself?
Yep.
And that's what pisses me off. And it's this way with Maddie and all these other frauditors. They're knuckle dragger, do nothing, bad fathers who see their kids as a payday in a way not to work instead of being a freaking hardworking dad who loves their kids and goes and actually takes care of them like the rest of us do.
Amen.
Worth of
it
hell
pisses me
and
off.
torture because of somebody that had, basically a bone to pick with me. So here's the other phone call right here, or another portion of the same phone call, and this is going to shed even more light on what actually happened.
Expect, even though he's a fucker. Right. Well, my biggest worry is, offhand, I wanted to tell you that he told me he did that. And he did it laughing with a smile on his face, like he thought that was like a good thing that he did. And I asked him why he would have done that, and his only answer he could give me was because you pissed him off. And I was like, wow, that's pretty weak. Right. Yeah. So people piss me off all the time, and I don't go calling fucking cops and fucking CPS on them. Right. No, he did. He admitted it to me that he was the one that did that. And he laughed and chuckled, and I kind of looked at him like, what? I was like,
So who is this guy he's talking to?
I'm confused because I don't recognize his voice.
Yeah.
Oh, so you must have conspired with Mike since you recognized his voice, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, Big Mike's been.
He's going to clip that. He is.
Exactly. Big Mike's been a friend of Josh's for multiple years, so I would recognize his voice.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I want to go back to is, you know what? It is not about money with these children at all.
It is with Josh.
Exactly. If Josh was half a normal parent and could keep his children out of YouTube and social media views, he could have had a normal relationship. But no, he has to put everything out there on social media. And I never wanted my entire life out here for the world, but Josh brought that to me. He brought this to my doorstep. And I'm the one who, sorry if you can hear a plane, I have to defend what we have done. And I've never gotten any financial support from Addison's biological mom or her her biological grandma. She knows of Addison. She's visited. Never once have anybody had said, "Can I even buy her a pair of socks?" No, nobody. Everything that we did was out of our pocket. So where Addison just recently was entitled to Social Security benefits, I raised the kid for 8 years prior with no money. So now she receives Social Security benefits. And I'll continue to say she has private health insurance, private dental insurance. She has a college fund. She has a life insurance policy. She's involved in activities. So that money that she receives on behalf of her deceased mother is consumed by just monthly expenses. And I don't misuse her money at all.
Well, wasn't Josh trying to get that Social Security money to be able to invest in a house for her?
Yes.
So that he could stay in it because he could then have a place to live that he wouldn't have to pay for?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't.
Well, he is leaving a YouTube legacy, you know.
It's fucking Jerry Springer. Like episode 6 million, season 3,000 million. Every day is a new fucking thing. Like every day.
Yeah, Erica, and you brought up a really good point that you didn't ask to be outed out in the YouTube community and have to defend yourself because he wants to bring all these family issues out into the YouTube YouTubeverse. It's like every family has its own dysfunction in some way, even mine. And it's like I couldn't imagine going on YouTube and putting one of my brothers or one of my sisters or one of my cousins on blast because they're being stupid. You handle that shit behind closed doors. You don't bring it out into the public. You handle it like a family handles it. You don't bring it out to YouTube for clicks and views.
I'm on blast because I've raised his daughter since she was 9 months old. And she is almost 11. And this child does not go without anything. She has a beautiful home. We have a hot tub. We have a pool. We have a boat. We have chickens. We have pets. We don't go on vacations anymore. But, we were able to do that kind of thing. And I have done nothing but make sure this child has the best future for herself.
Yeah, as Adela says, God bless you and your family, Erica, for sure.
We certainly don't do it for praise.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
I know
for
that.
sure.
I know that.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, I never in 2 million years would have thought that people in the UK would even have videos of my family. It's kind of embarrassing, really.
I can see how you might think that, but from my perspective, the only person that should be embarrassed is Josh. Like you got literally the entire internet sees you, your husband, his daughter as saints. Like everybody.
Well, I appreciate that. I really, really do. I mean, again, I never would have known this community had Josh not brought me into it.
Yep.
Well, let's see what he's got to say.
Yeah, let's see what else.
It was smile on my face. I think it's hilarious. Well, and then the other thing is kind of fucked up. Yeah, I know.
But this guy's supposed to be his friend, but the other guy confided in him and said, yeah, he did it, and laughed about it. But he didn't tell Josh until Josh called him, and he's like, well, I didn't know if I should tell you or not.
Well, you know how sneaky thieves, drug addicts are?
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to
Yeah.
tell you the truth
Yeah, exactly.
until confronted with it, and then twist it.
Because, like, you know, when somebody tried to convince me that you called CPS, I'm thinking to myself, well, if Casey were to call CPS and say that me and Casey were doing drugs, you know, you were on probation at the time. That would kind of be a dumb thing to fucking do because, you know, either it was true, which, you know, if it's true, then, you know, you'd be fucking yourself on probation. If it was false, you'd be fucking yourself and putting yourself at risk for fucking making a false CPS report. You know what I mean? So it's like, so that right there told me that I just didn't believe it at all.
You know me well enough to know that's not me. You know him well enough to know that is him.
Yeah, I mean,
he would totally do something like that. He told me he did.
Yeah, I didn't believe it for a fucking second. Because like I said, I mean, they said you know, the person would be, my brother-in-law said, the person would be willing to go to court and testify. And I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't sound like something Casey would be up for. You know what I mean? Like,
Sounds like an upstanding citizen.
Yeah, and can we get something clear? If someone has a reasonable suspicion that a child is being neglected or abused, and even if it is found that is unfounded after an investigation, it doesn't necessarily make that person an illegal act that they called CPS. If they had a reasonable suspicion, you know, assuming, let's say Josh wasn't doing any drugs at the time, which of course he just admitted he was. But let's say he wasn't, and he had a great home and everything, but someone reasonably had a suspicion that the child was being neglected or abused, and they called, and it was unfounded and everything. That doesn't mean they're going to face criminal charges. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know better than that, dude. Right. I mean, I know you and my cousin spent a lot of time together, but honestly, I think you're, you know, a better judge of character on the both of us. I would never do nothing like that to a stranger, let alone a friend.
Right, and that's the other thing why I was, you know, thinking, okay, when somebody told me that, you know, you were the one that called, I was like, I didn't believe it for a fucking. So I want everybody to hear that one portion again.
You and my cousin spent a lot of time together, but honestly, I think you're, you know, a better judge of character on the both of us. I would never do nothing like that to a stranger, let alone a friend.
I wouldn't do something like that to a stranger, let alone a friend. I couldn't agree with that more. I mean, who would call CPS on a friend?
I would if I thought the kid was in danger.
All right, let's take a vote. Who would call CPS on their friend if they knew a child was in danger or suspected? I know all the answers. Yes or no? Would you?
Yes,
call?
I yell a lot. Yes, I'm a mandated reporter. Both for juveniles and for adults as well.
Yeah, just like I thought. All yeses.
Right? I don't think anybody would. I don't think anybody would call CPS on a friend. So,
my God. I can't believe he thinks that way. That he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't call on a friend, even if you know that child was either being beaten or mistreated in any way. He wouldn't do it because it's a friend.
Anyways,
which is scary.
I guess the overall point to what this live stream is about tonight is that somebody committed a crime, and the suspect is still on the loose.
So, somebody committed a crime. What crime?
And there's folks who know who the suspect is. So I need their help.
Oh my God, Josh is a detective now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
At this point. And then we need to figure out what the consequence should be for making a false CPS report. Because this has done nothing but cause harm to myself. It's done nothing with CPS. And see, somebody that's laughing at something like this.
Wait. Yep. It has caused nothing but harm to himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Himself.
Yep.
Not his children, not their daily lives, but to himself.
Yep.
Yeah, and like somebody pointed out, he keeps saying there's a false CPS report, but he just admitted to doing drugs a couple days before the call.
Yep. So Josh wants someone to be a snitch now.
So he just admitted that a CPS call was actually a valid call because he was actively using prescription drugs that he didn't have a script for.
Yep.
And
I mean, he has no self-awareness. None.
And he needs to choose his own punishment.
Yeah.
I think you believe that there's nothing wrong with calling CPS. So should we call CPS on you? That's, I guess, the ultimate question, right? I guess it's a laughing matter until it happens to you, right? Isn't that why you called the police? Because you thought somebody might call CPS on you? Yeah, so I'm glad you think this is a laughing matter, but this is very serious right here.
I hope someone's downloading this.
Let me just read through here real quick. Mr. Carroll, the Fifth Amendment protects you in criminal court, not civil. And he's in the room. Who can't we drug test? Let's put it that way. The truth of the matter, right here. I pulled up a couple detective services deal with false allegations. There's a huge audience that actually believes that sort of shit. I mean, really will.
And Paul Carroll's right. The Fifth Amendment and the Fourth Amendment don't protect you in civil and family court. Like, I guarantee you, let's say if I started drinking too much, okay, and my ex-wife went to family court because of, she wanted to change, she wanted to modify child custody because I was drinking too much, if she felt I was or something, that judge could absolutely have me put on random alcohol testing, and there's nothing I could do about it.
Yep, you cannot.
Which, if I was in that case, yeah, and if that was the case, and my kids were on the line, I would say absolutely, you can alcohol test me 6 times a day. I don't care, whatever it takes to have my kids.
So Josh's stream ended. So.
Did he delete it?
Oh, he's done?
Don't think so. Yeah, I went to go to the end, and it's done.
Oh man, nobody showed up.
No, it's still up
now
there.
I know. Now I know who the 2 people that he's talking about in this whole scheme, and it just makes them even more paranoid in life.
Adela. One of these knuckleheads said they were going to call CPS on me. I said, go ahead. My kids are 39 and 41.
I've never had CPS called on me.
Yeah, same here. I've never had that issue. Oops. I've actually had to do, because in the juvenile justice system, I've had to deal with CPS a lot. Sometimes juveniles, up on intake, they'll tell us about abuse that has never been reported, and so we have to, we're mandatory reporters. We have to report that at IDPH, which is the equivalent of CPS in Illinois. And so, then we have to make a report, and then we have to type out a report and send it after we make that initial phone call. And it's a mess. It's crazy. It's not fun to deal with, but if it saves one kid, hey, I'm all about it.
Absolutely. And the story that we have going through this entire process with Addison is a survivor. Like, she came out of the system and she didn't get sucked in, and she is going to have, and she does, she has the brightest future ahead of her. And I refuse to allow her to become a statistic in the foster care system. Refuse. And all of our workers that we had, which were 13 throughout the whole process, they described me as intense. And that was without them saying, she's a fucking bitch. But it came at the expense of a child. And one mistake, one wrong circumstance, that child is ruined forever. Forever. And I could lay awake at night and think of the what ifs could have happened had I not known the system the way that I was able to be directed to navigate it. I mean, working in the law office helped me, but one of my best friends also helped me. She was involved with my case with Addison and Josh since day one. And we went through CPS, foster care, guardianship, and we're finalizing our custodial rights, hopefully pretty soon. It's a long process.
I was just going to ask. I don't know how much you can say about it, but how close are you to permanently having the child?
Very close. It's just finances. Very expensive. Family
Like how
attorneys
expensive? Just out of curiosity.
Family attorneys are $300 an hour.
Damn.
So, yeah, I mean, we've been going through this process for 2 years. So, retainer fees, court costs, all of that. We're at the final end, seriously, but I'm not going to say anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
Don't share too much for sure. Well, that's awesome. I hope it happens very, very soon. Sooner than later.
Yep.
That way the child can have finality.
Yeah, and the thing is once it's final, she becomes our legal heir. So if Brendan or I pass before she's 18, she will get our Social Security benefits. She will be our legal heir. She will be entitled to our life insurance, to our home, to our cars, to our boats, everything. And that will secure her future in case anything were to ever happen to Brendan or I.
That's amazing. I mean, that's pure selflessness right there.
Yeah, look at Jolie's comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I don't. What gets me mad and why Josh keeps doing this is that he never gets in trouble for this bullshit. Like, the judge knows that he recorded that hearing, and he doesn't get any punishment. It's just unbelievable. And then when he gets arrested, people think it's a big joke just to bail him out of jail. And, that's why he never learns his lessons. He never has to pay any punishments.
No, and here's the thing. I will say my mama was the best woman in history. She passed in 1999. And I have continually said this. When I cross over and I meet my mother at those pearly gates, the first thing I'm going to do is beat her ass for not beating Josh's ass as she did ours, my sister and I. And then we'll be good because my mom would be so disgusted at what Josh has become, what he has distanced himself from in family. And we have a large family. I mean, my mom was one of 6. So, I mean, I have 26 cousins and great cousins and great great cousins. And nobody will have anything to do with Josh. Nobody. Not one person. Not one in my family. Not one of my friends. Nobody.
Yeah, but should tell him something.
It should.
It should, but it doesn't.
Yeah, and the fact that he's still, he's still walking around carefree as a bird, 2 active warrants against him. He doesn't care. And, the fact that he goes around and flaunts it in the face of law enforcement and the judicial system on YouTube, like a big middle finger to them, like he doesn't care. It's infuriating because I can tell you if that happened in my area, the police would be out in force looking for him. They wouldn't take that bullshit.
And it is. I mean, it's a mockery.
It is.
Our township, our White Lake Police Township, and now he's moved apparently into Waterford, Michigan. So he's just out there doing whatever and not taking responsibility for anything. Nothing.
Right.
In this world. Nothing.
He never will.
Right.
All right. Well.
And I will say this. If my brother came to me right now and said, Erica, I'm willing to seek mental help and drug treatment, I will support him 150%. No questions asked. But until he does that, this will continue and there will be no relationship whatsoever between us ever again. And those are the only circumstances is for Josh to come to me and say, I need mental help. I need drug help. Will you help me? And I will help him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a funny thing is because, you know, I've talked about it before, you know, when I had my legal issues many years ago, you know, as bad as that experience was to go through and as much shame as it brought my family and children at the time and everything, it saved my life. It really did, you know, through the, you know, the throes of addiction, you know, with the Norco and the Xanax and everything I was being prescribed. If that wouldn't have happened, I may not still be alive. And it truly saved my life and got my life up back on track. It sucked. It was a terrible way to have to go through it. But, you know, you always have to look at the cup half full, you know, and an opportunity presented itself for myself to get clean and to say, you know what, I don't like what I've become. And I'm going to be a better dad. I'm going to, you know, really work on my professional career and get to where I should be, to where my, you know, and get back to where my kids can be proud of me again. And I accomplished all that. So anybody that is willing to take those steps, to go through those steps and be the person who they know they can be, I would be willing to help as well.
Yeah, if you truly mean it, if you truly want help, then yeah, people will back you up. I mean, as much as we hate him, you know,
I know what Josh, what my brother was before this. Was he perfect? Absolutely not. Did we get along? We did. We enjoyed each other. And he is he's my only like blood relative. And I don't have a mom anymore. I don't have grandparents. So Josh fucking going down this route really is just so hard. So hard. And if he is ever willing to get help, I will be here. But until then, I will not have anything to do with him ever again. Ever. And sorry, I got emotional. It'll probably be used against me. But I mean, Josh is my brother. I mean, that's a strong connection. And he ruined it. He ruined it. He ruined everything.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I can just hear the hurt, you know, and the burden that you're having to carry, and I'm so sorry for that.
Yep. And you don't have to apologize for ever getting emotional.
No, never.
Not on here. I just hope he hears.
Sorry, I don't like crying.
Well, I just hope he hears this and, you know, and really thinks about it and knows that, you know, you would still support him if he did seek help and was true about it. But until then, you know, yeah.
But I can speak from experience. When you're in the throes of addiction, you really are only focused on yourself. You're focused on the next fix. You're focused on, you know, supporting that lifestyle, and it's just all about you. I've been there, so I get it. I'm not making excuses for him, but you know.
Oh yeah, I know you're not making excuses for him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've never been in that situation, so I don't have, you know, a lot to say about that.
No, and hopefully you never do, and hopefully
that way. But and some nieces and nephews that way. But you know, you can only do so much to try to help that person. And if they don't want the help, then you're just hurting yourself, just beating yourself up trying to help them.
Absolutely. If they're not ready for change, yep. If they're not ready for change and not ready to get help themselves, you have to let them hit rock bottom. I know it sucks. I know it sucks having to watch people do that, especially if they're family or very close friends. But you have to let it happen, because without hitting rock bottom, you're just throwing good money after bad, and it's never going to change.
Yep. I had to watch. I had to watch one of my nephews get arrested on live PD. When that show was out. Yep.
Oh no. I'm not laughing because it's funny, because I'm just like, oh God, no.
No, they knew him by name. They knew him by name. That's how bad it is. But yeah, I had to watch that episode live and watch him get arrested again. It's just, yeah.
Wow, that's nuts. Yeah. Well, let's do something fun. Let's do that raffle real quick. Let's get a change of
yeah, we'll do the raffle, and then we'll just watch a funny video.
Yeah.
All right, let me find the site here. I'm going to double check to make sure. I got to stop sharing that one.
Yep, sweet Melissa, you're right. She says, even though you don't want to let those you love go that way, but it had to happen like that sometimes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I have a cousin. I'm not going to say his name or anything, but he has had a very long history with methamphetamine abuse, very heavy use, in and out of prison. And one day he called me, and he was in a neighboring city about 8 miles away in a cemetery asking for me to come pick him up. And I said, I'm not going to pick you up because I know what's going to happen already. But if you tell me exactly where you're at, I will have an ambulance come pick you up and take you to the hospital and check you into rehab. And next thing you know, the phone hung up. You know?
Wow.
But I wasn't going to help him, and it sucked. Part of me wanted to, because you're thinking this is blood. But, you know,
yeah,
just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I used to watch that religiously, Melissa. Yeah, if I couldn't see it, then I was on a certain site downloading it. We won't say what though, but yeah. Yeah, so do you want to just go ahead and do it, or you want to give people a couple more minutes if they want to enter it or not? That's up to you.
Does anybody else want? Okay, so the raffle is pair of my personal jail handcuffs. They're hinged black ViperTech handcuffs. They are used. I've used them for about 2 years in and out of different jails and different correctional facilities. They're scuffed up a little bit, but they work and everything, and they're going to come with two keys, so you can unlock yourself or your significant other. We don't kink shame around here, so what you do with them in the comfort of your own home is up to you. But it's a fun little jail paraphernalia. You can do if you would like. We do have I think 13 entries.
13, yes.
13 entries. If you want another entry, you can do it again. You can do a quick PayPal or Cash App. Money sign corrections 101 or PayPal corrections 101 YT at gmail.com, or you can send a PayPal to onlyfrauds1 at gmail.com or Cash App onlyfrauds.
Yep.
So any of ours, we'll give you about 5 minutes. If anybody wants to enter, we'll add you to the circle of doom that we're going to spin here in a little bit. We'll give it about 5-10 minutes. And if you want to enter or get another entry in, you can do that. Again, mine is Cash App Corrections 101, PayPal Corrections 101 YT at gmail.com, and then Only Frauds is scrolling at the bottom.
Yep. And I'll play this for the football fans here in the SEC.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
Thank you all for coming. I know that we're on a break technically, just so we're clear. Football does not have an off season in Athens, so that is code for we suck at baseball and basketball. Speaking of basketball, congrats to LSU. Well, thank you. All right, back to football. Just a couple of quick things here. After next season, we're going to drop divisions. We are probably going to go to a 10-game schedule with 3 fixed rivals. Any questions about that? Yes. Has anybody here seen Morgan Wallen? Back up. 10 conference games. Yeah, but I've already written letters to your weakest 2024 opponents apologizing for the inconvenience. Hey, hold on. You're canceling my spring game. Now, speaking of spring games, what if we stop playing ourselves and start scheduling like UAB and Troy and deprive this conference of its greatest rivalry?
Can you pause that a second?
Auburn versus itself.
Yep.
Can you give Scotto another entry, please?
Scotto.
Thank you for another entry, Scotto.
Come on, Pen.
Hey, sweet Melissa, believe me, I think I'm gonna. Me and Only Frauds were talking about this. It's really good engagement, so I'm probably going to auction off something else next week as well. And Only Frauds, he's going to.
I have no idea what the.
Yeah,
he said, it's not like my profession has like stuff like handcuffs or anything like neat.
I might do is my personal next week. I'm just thinking about this now. Now hear me out. I might do my ASP expandable by baton, my personal one, but I better get a lot of entries for that because I'm going to have to replace that, and it's like $80. So that's the only thing. I'm like, I better get some good donations for this. So I'm gonna have to replace it, but that's all right. Even if we just break even, that's fine.
I can do like use dog hair.
Oh, you could do like that. Only that what is it? The OnlyFans, the girl that farts in the what are the canning.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Canning the farts.
Yeah, she farts in the cans and seals them up, and people pay an ungodly amount of money for it. There's also this OnlyFans chick who she'll take a bath, and then she'll take the jars, and fill them up with her used bath water, and people will buy them. It's insane.
Well, I don't take baths, so not that. I'm not farting in a jar. Could you use underwear?
Use underwear?
You can have them washed or unwashed. Just let me know. All right, here we go.
All right.
Buddy, I play that game 365 days a year. So now people are telling me that Morgan Wallen just ran off. Like nobody even tried to stop him. And so begins the Pete Golding era in Oxford. Oh, and congratulations to all of us. Once again, it looks like that we will be the first conference to have 3 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. Wait, no, something's not adding up here. Nope, that's right. Bryce is almost certainly going to take a pay cut and go to Carolina. Oh, and Will Levis. But, I mean, y'all already knew that, right? Because people are saying he's the next Tom Brady, both in terms of talent and peculiar culinary habits. So, yeah, we heard that a few million times last year. The other QB was Anthony Richardson. Oh, wow, that's wild. I used to have a quarterback named Anthony Richardson. No, that's him. No, that can't be. Yeah. No, it is. The dude did a backflip and threw a ball at the roof. Wait, was there an open receiver on the roof? No. Okay, no. Yep, that's my Anthony Richardson. Now, and I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but some of these projections even have us with 4 quarterbacks in the first round. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and spare y'all the guessing game and tell you that it will not be Stetson Bennett. Yeah, we kind of knew that, I think, because I am happy to announce that Stetson is eligible for Social Security. He didn't even let me finish. So the rumor is that Hendon Hooker could go to Minnesota or Tampa Bay. Wait, what's going on? I heard rumor and Hooker in the same sentence. I couldn't be happier for the guy, although I do feel a little bad for Kentucky because that means that his daddy will continue to work weekends. Wait, why me? Vandy's standing right there. But he hasn't moved since he found out about the schedule changes. No, serious question. Are y'all trying to kill me? Oh, almost forgot. One small note. We are considering harsher penalties for teams that rush the field, and that could be enacted as soon as this season. So what are we talking here? Like $500,000? And what if we pay up front? Can we get a little discount? Like a Hulu subscription for tomfoolery. If you rush the field, I will take away one of your home games. The cluck you will. I'm serious. Y'all got to step up security and keep fans off the field. I recommend really thick hedges, or losing. No, this reeks of Birmingham home cooking. And I'm not just talking about your dry ass barbecue. Oh, this is for Alabama. I mean, for your own protection. But will Ole Miss be punished if there are already 10,000 fans on the field and they refuse to leave until they see Morgan Wallen? Please say yes. What are you talking about? This only benefits Alabama. This protects any highly ranked team that chokes on the road. So Alabama or Georgia if the refs ever call them for holding. We're still bitter about that? Well, bitterness and anger is all I have left. Oh, well, thank y'all for asking. I had a great spring game. You take a home game away from Shane Bad Boy Beamer, I will burn this place to the ground. I mean, I really think Isaiah Satania is going to have a breakout year. Hey, y'all, I got a grown man out there demanding a $10,000 refund for Morgan Wallen tickets and chicken finger baskets. This has to be a joke, right? One more thing, if you're even still listening to me, Texas and Oklahoma will be attending these spring meetings. That one guy keeps looking at me. Should I be concerned? Honestly, it's hard to say. Is it always this angry in here? No. No, it's usually way worse.
Yeah. That first season, Oklahoma fans are gonna be like, "Oh, this is different. Why are you so angry? Why are you so mad? What's all this trash talk?" It's gonna be hilarious.
Melissa, I can't find that one. So Tennessee fan hates Alabama.
Oops.
Um.
Tennessee fan hates.
Yeah, I don't see anything with a guy in a living room in an orange suit.
I was gonna say, Sweet Melissa's a mod, so she can put the link in, right?
Oh yeah. If you drop the link in the chat, if you know where it's at. Tennessee fan hates Alabama.
Sweet Melissa, you have to give us this though, as Oklahoma. That last time we played Tennessee at Tennessee and we beat them in triple overtime when Baker Mayfield became a legend and Tennessee fans cried their ass off. It was hilarious. They were so butthurt. It was amazing. Not as bad as Ohio State fans were pissed off and butthurt when we beat them in Columbus and Baker Mayfield planted the OU flag at the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I miss Baker Mayfield in college football.
All right.
Tennessee football must spend a shit ton of money because you know how they have the orange and white checkers in the fan or in the stands. Like I don't know if they like set out shirts for all the different sections to wear. You know, the orange or the white, or if they're just that good with saying, "Hey, you're in this seat. You're going to wear this color shirt to make it happen," and trust the fans will do it. I'm just curious how that works, or if they just spend a shit ton of money on those big games to make sure it's the orange and white checkers and lay out shirts for all the fans.
Find it yet? I still haven't found it. I found one from like 14 years ago. I don't know if that's the one. Nope.
Mm.
All right. Well, let's do the. Let me see if I got anything just in case. Phone was on silent. Nope.
Yeah, let me look on mine just to make sure one last time. I am not seeing anything else on mine.
All right. Add it to the stream. And let me double check, make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. All right.
All right, spin that wheel.
I am going to first. I am going to shuffle it 3 times, just to be fair. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And I wish I had some music to go with this. Mm. Mm. And here we go. Cuffs go to Scotto. All right.
Scotto, congratulations, man. So, Scotto, shoot me an email at corrections101yt@gmail.com with your mailing address, and we'll get that out to you tomorrow.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, congratulations, Scotto. I'll make sure they're nice and sanitized so they don't have any of that jail funk on him. Unless you want the jail funk. I don't know. But yeah, get those out to you tomorrow. Just make sure, send me that email with your mailing address and get that out to you tomorrow.
All right, I have got the video now. Thank you, Melissa. And here we go.
Blitz. Compton, good block.
All right. All right. Yes. Come on, baby. Don't fuck it up.
Which means they're going to fuck it up.
24 seconds. That was a 23-yard gain.
We need some more yards here, Kiffin, old buddy, old pal. Old about to be best friend of mine.
7-0, ranked number
You need to
1.
get your fucking helmet on.
Lincoln hoping he gets a chance. Seconds to go.
Yes, J-Car, I've seen inmates do that before.
It ain't me. This game's gonna come down to Lincoln. Oh my God.
He can do it. Then keep fat ass Cody out of there.
So Lincoln with
God.
another chance.
You know I love you.
The ball will be split 34 and 35. Nick Saban
Saban's gonna call a timeout.
Yeah, there's one. Here's what's on the line.
Here's what's on the line. I'll tell you what's on the line.
Could cause this guy a
That
heart attack.
Alabama ass is on the line right here. Oh, Daddy's pride's on the line right here. Come on, baby. I can't sing no fucking Britney Spears.
They went 12-0 and then lost in a brilliantly played game between Florida and Alabama in the SEC championship. Then they lost to Utah. Yeah.
There's a pretty side. I'm praying with you, brother. Just praying in opposite directions.
Yeah.
The stock of the tight end, spot on the play. And that was Marcel Darius.
Come on.
Defensive tackle.
Come on, boys. Deep breath.
Lincoln for the lead.
Come on, Lincoln. You got to do this.
Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it! Fuck! Shit! God damn it!
I can't believe it.
Fuck! God, I hate Alabama. Fuck!
That fucking shit sucks.
Oh. That's too good. Hey, I can't lie. I've been where that guy is before, so.
Well, I was worried about this game. We were hurt up this week. We were tired. I think we played like we were tired today. We got a bye week now. We need to win.
Yeah, fucking rammer jammer my ass. You didn't beat the hell out of nobody tonight, bitches.
No. No, Tennessee played a good game.
Well, Cody saved the day. He's right there. Number 62.
They should have stopped him.
Left arm again. This time he gets him in his
No
knee.
fucking kick, man. No goddamn kicking game. We have no fucking
3
kicker.
years ago, Florida survived South Carolina with that.
They didn't win it by no landslide, though.
Oh, there are no fucking more victories.
Thanks a lot. 2 big lots for the big man.
1 point or 1,000. It's a fucking loss to Alabama.
Oh, it was game time.
Rammer Jammer?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Oh.
Well, I guess we're going to wind it down. Yeah, congratulations, Scotto. Erica, thank you so much for coming up. I know it's not the easiest thing to talk about, so we all understand why you had to leave.
Yeah, and don't apologize for
do
getting
not
emotional.
apologize. Yep.
Don't ever apologize for that.
Nope. You're
family.
welcome up here anytime you want.
Yep.
But before we leave, I'm sorry, but we are going to do it. It's just become, I just have to do it. If you don't like it, on you.
Let's go, Cyrax. Shake it.
Go on and send me a letter, 'cause nobody does it better than a mail truck, Go on and ship me a package and I'll carry it in back of this a mail truck, We come by your house most days of the week, move deliberately along each side of the street. They won't stop. These trucks just won't stop. Making deliveries, they keep moving along till the route is complete. 'Cause these trucks just won't stop. They won't stop, no. The mail truck's so reliable. It looks so recognizable. They're determined and methodical. They get the job done. It's undeniable. Go on and send me a letter, 'cause nobody does it better than a mail truck, Go on and ship me a package and I'll carry it in back of this a mail truck, The carrier drives on the right side, you see, to deliver the mail without leaving their seat. They won't stop. No, they just won't stop. Maneuvers easily. Trucks turning radius shows their mobility. 'Cause these trucks just won't stop. They won't stop, no. They're designed for longevity. No life vehicle LV. Most are 20 years old at least. Working day after day continuously. More than 100,000 of these out running in the mail carrier fleet, carrying millions of items each day, delivering billions of packages, wouldn't you say? Mail trucks so reliable, they look so recognizable. They're determined and methodical, they get the job done, it's undeniable. Go on and send me a letter, 'cause nobody does it better than a mail truck, Go on and ship me a package and I'll carry it in back of this a mail truck, Go on and send me a letter, 'cause nobody does it better than a mail truck, Go on and ship me a package and I'll carry it
Good old
Love it.
Good old Cyrax.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been fun, everybody.
Oh, yes. All right. Before we go, to make everybody's eyes a little bit better, here's Papa's. Say hi.
Hey, doggo time.
Hi, Papa's. Right there. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. Say hello. Right there. Right here. No, right here.
Good doggo.
Right there they are. So, give me a kiss. Give me kisses. Thank you. To my good girl. I love you. You're crazy girl. You're crazy girl. Crazy girl. Would you go crazy? Okay. Bye. See you later. There we go. Yes,
Oh,
everybody,
sweet.
thank you for joining. I appreciate it. It's been a great night. I don't care if I got one person or two people. It doesn't matter to me. It was fun.
It was.
No, Melissa, not that mail truck. God.
Sweet Melissa says puppies and sexy frauds.
Have a good one, Scotto. Congratulations, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep, Scotto,
Hang
congrats,
with us.
man.
All right. So when's the next live? Tuesday or?
Yeah,
Possibly. We never know.
Yeah, for sure. Tuesday we might pop one over the weekend. We'll see.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Again, I thank Erica for coming up and telling us the truth, because we all know it is. And everybody else, thank you very much. It's been a great night, and I guess we'll see you maybe this weekend, but if not, definitely Tuesday. And corrections, thanks, buddy, for coming up as always.
Always, brother.
Let's see if I got anything to go out with. Nope, don't have anything to go out with. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with Cyrax. All right, everybody. Until next time. See you later.
Bye.